Okay, so this is a problems of model 1. So the first problem is a topology problem. So here I am giving the node value n equal to 20. So you have to remember the formula for each topology. That is very important. So the formula for mesh topology n into n minus 1 divided by 2. So here the value of n equal to 20. So the number of cables is required 190, as well as the number of ports needed 90. Number of ports needed 90 because the formula is n minus 1. So this is a formula to find the number of cable. This is a formula to find the number of ports. Okay. Then the second one is the star topology. The formula for number of cables is n. So here the 20 nodes is required. So here the number of cables required is 20. And also the formula is 1. So whatever it becomes is a star topology. So the port of the node is 1 required. And next, tree topology, the formula to find the number of cables, that is a n plus number of passive hubs to number of active hubs. This information is also will be given in the question for the 4 passive hubs. So you have to calculate the formula for n plus number of passive hubs, then active hubs. So as well as the passive and active hub is same. So 20 plus 4 plus 4 equal to 28. And the formula for number of ports is required 1. Then the ring topology, it is also is refer the number of cables, the value is n. So the value is 20. Then the formula to find the number of ports, that is 2. So this is a constant value, right? So the number of port is 2. So then the next topology is the bus topology. So the one long cable is required to connect all the devices plus n number of bus lines. The bus lines means from the node to the device. So it's required. So one cable is required plus 20 bus lines. Okay, so this is a topology formula to find the number of cables. Okay, then the number of port is 1. The value is 1. So you have to remember the formula for find the number of cable as well as the number of port. So this is a outline chart for each topology. Next, the question is, assume the 10 devices are arranged in the tree topology if required 1 active hub and 2 passive hub. Here, the active hub count is 1 and the passive hub count is 2. Okay, so the how many cables is required here? How many cables is required for needed? So what is the formula for this tree topology? You must remember that is a n plus number of passive hubs to node plus number of active hubs in the node. Okay, so 10 plus 2 plus 2. Actually, this is active hub. So 10 plus 2 plus 2, that is a 14 cable and 1 port is required. Okay. The next problem, assume the 5 devices are arranged in the mesh topology. Okay, so how many cables are needed? So mesh topology means we can take from the full duplex or the half duplex. So full duplex means n into n minus 1 divided by 2. That is a formula for the full duplex, and the half duplex means n into n minus 1. So either can be the full duplex or half duplex. You have to find the answer for both. So the what is the value of n? The node value is 5. So the full for the full duplex, so the answer is n into n minus 1 divided by 2. 5 star, then 4 divided by 2. The final value is 10. So the cable required 10. In the half duplex, that is the cable required is 20. So this is the difference of full duplex and the half duplex mesh topology. Next, okay, the topology problem is over. Now we come to the signal problems. So a signal travels through the amplifier and its power is increased 10 times. It's a question. So this means the value of P2, the power P2, output P2 equal to 10 times is increases. So the value of the output may be 10 into P1. The value of P2 equal to 10 into P1. So in case the amplification gain of power, that is amplification can be calculated. So we have to remember the gain of power formula to find the signals of like this problem. So the gain of power formula equal to 10 into log 10, then P2 divided by P1. 10 into log 10 P2 divided by P1. This is a actual the gain of power formula. Okay. So now we can find from the question the value of P2 equal to 10 into P1. 10 into P1. So what is the value of P2 now? 10 P1. So I can apply the value to the formula 10 log 10, then 10 P1 divided by P1. So I can cross P1 and P1. So 10 log 10 of 10 is the value. So what is the value for that? 10 into 1. 10 into 1. So the 10 decibel is the power of the value, corresponding value. So we can calculate the gain of power is a 10 decibel. So you should remember that gain of power formula. Okay. Then the fifth question. The loss in cable is usually defined in the decibels per kilometer. Okay, this is a defined. So if a signal at the beginning of the cable with minus 0.3 dBl kilometer, dB kilometer, that is the beginning of the cable, that is the starting position of the cable value is minus 3, and as the power of 2 milliwatts, and what is the power of the signal at 5 kilometer. So the beginning value we can identify, that is a minus 0.3, and the loss in the cable calculated 5 into minus 3, because we can calculate the loss of signal, right? So the loss in the cable is decibel 5 into minus 0.3. So what is the value is that? Minus 1.5 decibel. Now we can calculate the power of signal. So we can calculate the power of signal. What is the formula for that? So 10 into 10 log P2 divided by P1. So actually we know the value is minus 1.5 for the 5 kilometer, and the loss of cable we can find the value. Okay, now we have to find the P1 value. Okay, so I just give the value of P10 log 10 P2 divided by P1. So I just write in the right hand side. So P2 divided by P1. So the value of 10 log 10, that is a 10 power minus 0.15. So for this calculation, the final value is 0.71. So this is the value for P2 divided by P1. Okay. So you have to calculate the P1 value. Is the first final value. So what is the power of the signal at the 5 kilometer? So here the P2 value equal to 0.71 into P1. We know the P value. Sorry, P1 value. The power of in the beginning stage, the P1 value is 2 milliwatts. So we can apply the value to here 0.7 into 2 instead of the P1 value. So the final value of P2 1.4 milliwatts. This is the answer for this. This is the answer for the signal. Okay. Next question. Here they consider the noiseless channel with a bandwidth of 3000 Hz transmitting a signal with two signal levels. So the maximum bit rate can be calculated as, here the maximum bit rate can be calculated. So the formula for the bit rate equal to 2 into bandwidth into log 2 of L. Log 2 of L. So here the bit rate equal to, we can apply the value, right? So 2 into, what is the bandwidth? 3000. And log 2 of, what is the value of L? That is 2. That is because the signal is 2 signal levels. The transmitting signal is 2. So 2 into bandwidth into log 2 of L, the value is 2. The final value is 6000 kbps. That is 6 kbps. See, bit rate is 6 kbps value. We can convert the BBBS to KBBS. Okay, so 6 kbps is the final answer. So you should remember the bitrate calculation. Then only you can identify that. 55 kbps over the noiseless channel with the bandwidth of 20 kilohertz. So how many signal level do we need? So we have to calculate the signal levels. So we can apply the same the formula for the bit rate. Okay, here the bitrate value, what is the bitrate value? 265. Actually, this is a kbps. You have to convert like BBBS. So into 1000, this is the answer for this. So 2 into 20,000 into log 2 of L. We have to find the L value, right? So 2 into, what is it 2? So here 2 into 20,000. So this is a 20 kilohertz bandwidth. So 20,000 and log 2 of L. Then we can calculate, find the final L value 98.7 levels. 98.7 levels. Actually, it's not adequate for this kbps value. We have to increase the power of levels. Then only it will be matched. So we can calculate. So since the result is not a power of 2, yes, it's not a power of 2. So we need to either increase the number of levels or reduce the bit rate. We can do any one. So we can reduce the bit rate or increase the number of levels. So actually we have 128 levels, the bit rate of 280 kbps. Okay, so we can apply with the 64 levels, the bit rate is 240 kbps. So I just increase the bit level. I can increase the corresponding bit level to reach the 250 kbps. Okay, so see here is a 250 kbps. Now it is equal to adequate for this calculation. The signal is matched with the 20 kbps power of rate. Okay. Next, there is a 8 program. The problem is to find the signal carrying the data in the which one data element is encoded as a one signal, right? One signal element, there is a R equal to 1. If the bit rate of 100 kbps, what is the average of baud rate? So you should remember the baud rate formula. That is S equal to C into N into 1 divided by kilo baud rate. That is a formula. So you just apply the C value and the N value and the baud rate value. So C value means it's an average. C means it's an average. So how to find the 0.5? Here, read the assume the C is between 0 to 1. So between 0 to 1 means, of course, it is a 0.5. C value is 0.5. So you just apply the 0.5 and the N value is 100 kbps. You can convert into BBPS. Then the power of 1 divided by baud rate. So the final value can 50,000 pulse per second. That is a convert of 50. That is a convert of the final signal rate. It is a 50 pulse per second. Okay, kilopulse per second. So this is a next problem. It is asked from the differential Manchester encoding scheme. So in the waveform A, the given below, the bit stream is encountered by the Manchester encoding scheme. You have to find the same bit rate or bit stream is encoded in the different coding scheme. Different coding scheme. So find the bit stream. The name of the bit stream is B. So you should identify the value of this differential Manchester encoding. So this is a 0. First one, it's initiate with 1, then 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it's a rate of, this is actually the A, it's a B. Don't confuse, this is a single diagram. Okay, so this is a middle line is here. So this is first one A and second one B. Okay, so first one you have to find the values. Second one to identify the diagram, that is a differential Manchester scheme. Okay. The next problem, that is calculate the number of chip sequence if we have 90 station in the network. Okay, so the answer is the number of sequence need to be 2 power m. Always it's a 2 power m value. So we need to choose m equal to 7 and n equal to 2 power 7. So 2 power 7 means what is the value for that? 128. The n value is 128. So we can use the 90 of the sequence as a chips value. So the what is the formula to need the required chip? So 2 power m. So identify the m value or assume the m value to equal with the corresponding sequence. So we can use the 90 sequence as a chips by using the m value of 7. Okay. Next, so the Alago problem, it is also maybe asked. So you have to remember the waiting time. Okay, average waiting time. So the station on the wireless Alago network, the maximum of 600 kilometer apart. If we assume that there is a signals propagate at 3 into 108 milliseconds, we can find the TP, right? So the TP is a formula for that. Here the TP means that is a so the TP R into TP or R into TFR. So by using this formula, it's 600 into 105 divided by 3 into 102. So the 2 millisecond is the answer for the TP. Now we can find the TP value. That is the average TV waiting time. And the different K value, we can change the K value and apply the formula, TP formula. So R into TP. Okay, the formula is R into TP. So R into TP means that we can change the K value. So K equal to 1 means the range is 0, 1. If the K is equal to 2 means 0, 1, 2, 3 is a corresponding range. The dB value is 0 into 2 into 4 into 6, whatever it is. So finally, 1 K value, 1 K value, 2 K value, 3, we need to maintain if the K value is K greater than 10. So normally set to the K value is 10, we can find the final dB, the waiting time. So we have to apply the K, increase the K value, K equal to 1, then K equal to 2, K equal to 3, up to 10, you can set the final K value. Final K value. So we can find the dB value for the different K value. So this is the Alago problem. Okay. So just review the class PPT and then come to the problems. Then only you can understand the concept of Alago and how to find the dB value and the K value. Next is also same, the pure Alago network that is a transmits the 200 bit frames on the shared channel of 200 kbps. First you should understand the problem and read the questions multiple times. Okay. And here the 200 kbps, what is the requirement to make the frame collision free? Here this is a frame collision free. So the frame collision free means the average transmission time you have to find. That is a TFR. So the TFR value is 200 bits. So 200 bits means it's converted into 200 kbps or 1 ms. So what is the formula for the pure Alago, the vulnerable time? That is a 2 into TFR. 2 into TFR. So the vulnerable time 2 into 1 ms, the final vulnerable time is 2 ms. So you should find the vulnerable time by using this formula. See here, the final vulnerable time is 2 ms. So the final formula is pure Alago and the vulnerable time of 2 into TFR. So this means there is a no station should send the later than 1 ms before the station start the transmission. So the final Alago S value is G into e power the minus e into minus 2g. So you should just apply the final the maximum of throughput There is a 0.184 when the corresponding G value is 1. If you increase the corresponding, the value is 1 to 2 or 2 ms, it will be changed. The throughput, the maximum throughput and the pure log value will be changed. So the final transmission value, the vulnerable time is 2 times the frames or the transmission frames. So therefore, if a station generates only one frame in the vulnerable time, the frame will be reached the destination successfully. This is the concept of the pure alloga transmitting the collision-free situation. Okay. Then the next problem is also the alloga method. Yes, slotted alloga. Slotted alloga means the frames count will be varied. Okay. For the transmission of 200 bits frame using a shared channel, the 200 kbps bandwidth, find the throughput of each system for the different frames. Okay, so the situation is similar to the previous exercise except the network using a slotted alloga instead of the pure alloga. Actually, there is a two different method for the alloga, for the pure alloga and the slotted alloga. Slotted alloga means we can change the frames. Okay, so here in the first case, G is 1. So yeah, what is the pure alloga and the slotted alloga formula? G into e power minus G. So we know the value of G equal to 1. So the S value equal to 0.368, that is almost 36.8 percentage. This means you just multiply with 1000, you can find the 360 frames. So only the 360 of 1000 frames will probably serve for the first year, for the first status. So the 1000 frame will be probably then servable. Then here note the maximum of throughput case, the percentage wise. This is the maximum wise. But I am reduce the frame means here G equal to 1 by 2. G equal to 1 means 1000. 500 means the value 1000 divided by 2, that is 1 by 2. 250 means that is 1 by 4. So we can fix the G value based on the frames. Okay, once you find the G value, you can apply the formula G into e power minus G. So the final answer is 90 percentage. So almost the 90 percentage means the throughput is 4 into 250. So the 250 into 0.195, 49 percentage. So only the 49 frames, it's not a percentage, only the 49 frames out of 250 probably surveyed. So you have to apply the G value in the each slotted alloga. Then only you can find the S value or the maximum throughput. Okay, so this is a slotted alloga problem. Next. That is a method for here a network using CSMA CD as a bandwidth of 10 Mbps. That is a 10 Mbps. So the maximum propagation time is 25.611 years. So 25.611 seconds. What is the maximum? Sorry, the minimum size of the frame, not a maximum. What is the minimum size of the frame? For the solution here, the frame transmission time TFR equal to 2 into TP. Corresponding 2 into TP. Sir, how to find the TP value? It's already given. It's already given. So we can find the TP value of 25.611. Then find the TPR value. Okay, the TFR value is 51.2 the second. So this means the worst case a station need to transmit the period of 51.2. So detect the pollutions. So the minimum size of the frame is 10 Mbps. Here the 10 Mbps, then calculate with the 51.2. That is the final value is 512 bits or the 64 bits. So you should find the TFR time, the TFR value and multiply with the bandwidth. You can find the final answer. Okay. Then the network with the bandwidth of 10 Mbps can pass only the average of 12,000 frames per minute. So with each frame carrying the average of 10,000 bits. So what is the throughput for this network? So the throughput value, you should remember all the formula, then only you can find the answer. So the throughput value means here you can calculate the corresponding this average value as well as the number of frames, average frames divided by 60. Okay, so you can find the 2 Mbps is the throughput value for this problem. Okay, so here the formula for find the latency, the propagation time plus transmission time plus queuing time for the processing delay. So you can apply these values to find the latency. Here the latency frame is 5 million bits. So being sent the link with the 10 router of each queuing the 2 microseconds for the processing time of 1 US. So the length of the link is 2000 kilometer. The speed of the light inside a link is 2 into 10 power m 10 power 8 ms. So what is the which component is totally delay of the corresponding the nation? So you have to find the processing time and the queuing time and the transmission time and the propagation time. You should apply all the values in the latency formula. Then you can find the final answer. The corresponding packet size is huge or small or whatever it is. So this is a formula. So the value for this formula will be given in the question. You should identify the propagation time, queuing time, transmission time, then processing time, then apply to the formula to find the latency. Okay. Yeah, this is a formula for find the propagation time, distance divided by propagation speed. So in this question, they have given the distance between the 2 points is 12,000 kilometers and the propagation speed is 2.4 into 10 power 8 milliseconds of the cable. So to find the propagation time, distance divided by propagation speed, 12,000 into 1000 divided by 2.4 into 10 power 8, that is a 50 ms. That is a 50 ms of the propagation time. Okay, I think this is a law. Yeah. Okay. The next question: how to how many bits can fit on the link with the 2 ms delay of if the bandwidth link is 1 Mbps, 10 Mbps, and 100 Mbps. So we should find the formula here. The number of bits equal to bandwidth into delay. So here already given the bandwidth and 1 Mbps and the delay is 2 ms. To find the final bits is 2000. For the 10 Mbps is 20,000 and 100 Mbps it is a 2 lakh bits. So this is a number of bits calculated based on the bandwidth and the delay. So the next question, we have a channel with a 4 kilohertz bandwidth. If we want to send the data at 100 kbps, so what is the formula? So we have to find the minimum SNR dB and SNR. So what is the formula for SNR? Here C equal to B into SNR dB divided by 3. Otherwise, we can written as SNR dB equal to 3 into C divided by B. So based on that formula, we can find the SNR dB, that the value is 75. Then the minimum value is 10 power SNR dB divided by 10. That is a power of 10 into 7.5. So we can find the final value. That is the minimum SNR value. Okay. These are all the signal level problems in the first model. The last question here. A line as a signal to noise ratio is 1000 and the bandwidth of 4000 kilohertz. What is the maximum data rate supported by this line? So that to find the maximum data rate, so the 4000 log 2 of 1 plus 1000, that is a final rate, signal noise to rate. So that is a bandwidth B log 2 L. So here the 1 plus 1000, the one signal, so 1 plus 1000, that is a 40 kbps is a bit rate, the maximum bit rate, the maximum data rate. 40 kbps. Okay.